months.
You had a podcast?
I had a solo podcast for a long time.
What was it called?
It's called Leave Me Alone.
Okay. And it was a solo. It was just you ranting like Bill Burr style.
Kind of just like stream of consciousness stuff, I guess. I don't know, but it started because I started stand up like right before the pandemic happened or whatever.
And this is in Detroit.
Yeah, I'm from the Lansing area, which is like Detroit's like over here, and Lansing's like kind of like in the middle of the palm.
Lansing's the capital, right?
It is.
Yeah, I'm also
good job.
I'm from a capital as well.
Okay, what capital of what?
Which state do you think I'm from?
Fuck, I feel like I know this. I feel like you told me. You're from. Are you from? You're not fucking from Vermont. Where are you from?
No, I went to college in Vermont and I started stand up there.
Okay. I don't know where you're from.
I'm from Pennsylvania. I'm from Harrisburg.
Okay. I did pretty fucking good with that.
That was good. You got at least got a state that I did live in.
I was like, I know. I just
Vermont.
I knew that you're attached to Vermont. I
Yeah.
just didn't know if you were from there or not. I was either gonna say that or North Carolina for some reason.
Oh.
You have North Carolina vibes.
Okay, I did. I went to a boarding school there for 3 months in high school. So
it really rubbed off on you.
It really, yeah.
It rubbed off on your aura.
Yeah, my aura. I got the Vermont, North Carolina aura.
Just flannel.
Yeah, those are both just flannel country. That's what they have in common. So yes, you're from Lansing, and then you did stand up there or in Detroit?
Well, Michigan's one of those scenes where you have to do the entire state if you like want to be a successful comic in it. So there's like we have 5 or 6 different clubs now. So there's like little pockets. Like Lansing is probably one of the smallest scenes, which is where I'm from. So I'm from the middle of the state. Grand Rapids is kind of like off to the west, and then to the east you have Detroit and all of that, and then also you have stuff like more like I guess northeastern, like Traverse City has a scene. There's a club in Traverse City. There's a club in Waterford. But yeah, it's just kind of like it was a drive an hour and a half to do a 7-minute open mic type of start. Is how it is, you know. But it's like a showcase when you get there.
Right.
You
okay.
know,
Vermont was a little bit like that, but I just happened to be in Burlington, which was the main city in Vermont. So it's like people would come. Vermont's also a really small state. So I think people driving far in Vermont is driving 2 hours, but people would drive 2 hours to get to Burlington.
Is that where Vermont Comedy Club is?
Yes.
Dude, that place fucking rips.
Yes, yeah.
That place rips. So I hosted a weekend there, and it was so much fun.
For who?
Sam Tallent.
Right. You open for him a lot?
Yeah, I've been opening for him a lot in the last like year or so, I would say. He's like one of the first people to give me like featuring opportunities on the road and everything. But yeah, he moved to Michigan a few years ago. His wife's from there.
Okay. So is that how that started?
Kind of. I mean, that's how it like kicked back up. I met him my first year of doing stand-up comedy. My first year of doing stand-up, I just was like hitting the road. Also because like the pandemic had just happened. Not a lot of places are open. So you have to like go to the places to do the comedy, if that makes any sense. And I was kind of like, fuck, I didn't give a fuck about COVID. So I was like, I'm getting on a plane and I'm going to a fucking comedy festival. And it's this comedy festival in, it's like almost fucking Oregon. It's so far north in California, like up in the Redwood Forest called Savage Henry. And Sam had just released his special on Amazon. So like before the pop that he like has now or whatever, he was like the headliner at the festival and I met him there. And then I just kind of ran into him on the road. And he'd be like, oh, you're that Lansing comic, right?
Yeah.
Like would just remember, like I'd run into him in like Chicago and he'd be like, oh, you're from Michigan. What are you doing like out here? So I don't know.
Okay.
That's how it started, I guess. Maybe he just kept seeing me all around the country and was like, man, this girl hits the road. I don't know.
So how long were you doing stand-up before you moved here?
3 years.
Okay.
And then I've been here 3 years in like a couple weeks.
Wow,
February 1st of like 2023.
Okay. What's the adjustment been like?
It's been a big adjustment. I'm proud of myself in the last 3 years.
I remember meeting you like right after you moved here.
Yeah. I met you really early on.
Yeah.
And I remember that Vermont thing the whole fucking for 3 years, you know? But I don't know. I feel like it was difficult. Open mics were really different. I visited New York and bigger scenes enough to know like kind of how it was going to go. And I had really, really low expectations, which if anyone's thinking about like moving to New York, that's my biggest piece of advice is expect nothing. And then everything is just like fucking awesome.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
But I feel like now, like, I would say in the past year, like once I hit like a year and a half, 2 years in, is when I felt like I was socially where I was in Michigan before I left. If that makes any sense,
Yeah,
you know,
no,
like
yeah.
like you can be like good at stand up and like have like clubs book you or whatever, but like having like a community was something I was freaked out about, you know, and like not having friends. I spent 3 years making friendships in Michigan with comedians, and then you move out here and you're like, oh fuck, I didn't move with anybody. I'm the only one from my scene that left. And
yeah, did
what
you
do
know
I do?
anyone here?
I did know a couple people here. I had Connor Mead and Jake Ford, both had moved like a year or two before me. But and they both are still out here, and those are the only two people from like my class of comedians that I know. But there's plenty of people from Michigan in New York, and I mean, if you're from the Midwest, like everyone kind of. I mean, I'm like so tight with like Ohio comics, Indiana like if you're from the Midwest, we're like, oh fuck, we got you, you know, especially if you're from Michigan. So there's quite a few people that moved to New York before I even started stand up that are from Michigan out here that I'm friends with now.
And what were you doing before you did stand up?
I was in a relationship that I like had been in since high school. And
oh, really?
I was working at a insurance company that my mom still currently works at, actually. And him and I, like, I kind of knew I was gonna break up with him, but he was like one of those like, I'm gonna like freak out, like I'm gonna kill myself type of thing, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh fuck, I don't know. I don't know why I feel guilty for telling this story publicly. Like, fuck you, I don't care. But I like got him a job at the insurance company because I'm like, oh, at least I'll have like health insurance, like something he really hasn't had, you know?
Which would be really good for when he tries to kill himself.
Which would be really good for when he tries to kill himself. Like, I really want to get him into therapy before. I'm like, let me just like fix this up a little bit before I like go. But yeah, so I got him a job there. We broke up. A few months later, he starts like dating our coworker. And then like a few months later, they like got engaged. And then I was like, I think I'm just gonna like go for it. You know, like I'm just gonna become a bartender. And like I'd already started doing open mics by that point, but that's what I was doing before. I was working at an insurance company, and then I quit that and started working at like a really popular brunch restaurant on Michigan State University's campus. And I just did that 6 days a week, and then ran a show there on the 7th day, and did that for 3 years and saved up money and moved.
Yeah.
So that's what I was doing before. I was just basically like prepping to be, because I had also like gotten like a small amount of money from hey everyone, I got molested by Larry Nassar and I sued about it.
Right.
So, or like got a settlement. I didn't sue.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm allowed to say. It's nobody's fault, I think, of something that I signed. So it's nobody's fault.
It's not his fault.
It's his fault if anybody's.
Yeah.
You know,
he didn't mean to.
But no suable entity's fault.
Okay.
And but basically like that had happened, and then it like moved our I feel like it like kind of moved our relationship into something that I like was unprepared for. You know what I mean? Like we'd been together for almost 5 years. This happens, go through trial, I get the check, and then it's like he's like looking at properties to like buy a house and like get married, and like not that it's like he was just with me for the money. We were together for forever before that. You know what I mean? But it was just like a thing where I was like, oh my God, I'm 22. I don't want to have babies and like build a house yet, you know? Like I had just started thinking about stand-up comedy.
Yeah. Wait, so how old were you when the Larry Nassar thing?
When it happened to me, I was 13.
Really?
And then when it came out, I was like 19, I want to say. And by the time it was all the way down, I was like 22 or 23.
Wow. So that's a pretty big chunk of your life. That
it
was
is.
Like,
yeah.
yeah. So you were a gymnast as a kid?
So it's I actually just recorded a special back in November, and all of the material is like about getting molested or whatever. And so I guess I kind of have a joke about it. How I'm like, oh, I actually like my friend was really good at gymnastics, and I have like a bone deformity. I did cheerleading. Like I did do a lot of sports. I was doing cheerleading, wrestling, and volleyball at the time. Like when I went to go see him, and I was like having knee and back pain at 13 because my bones are twisted. So I basically like got molested on referral. Like I didn't do gymnastics at all.
He was like a physical therapist? What?
He's like a sports medicine doctor.
Okay, I genuinely I thought he was a gymnastics coach. I actually didn't
He
know
worked with a lot of different gyms. Like he worked with like Twistars Gymnastics in Dimondale, Michigan. They like trained like Jordan Weber was an Olympian that came out of Michigan that came from that gym, and that's like the same gym that the girl that referred me there went to.
And she also.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much everybody. I don't know if anyone was spared, really.
You gotta see this guy. He's great. He's gonna do some really bad stuff, but you will feel.
Yeah,
He's good at his job.
Like, it was so bad that, like, I'm pretty positive, and this is all alleged because nothing ever really came of it because the guy killed himself before it came to trial. But, like, the dude that owned that gym was, like, facing, like, sex trafficking charges.
Really?
Because
that guy
of, like,
killed himself, or Larry Nassar killed himself?
That guy killed himself.
Is Larry Nassar still alive?
Yeah. He's in prison.
Is he listening to this?
I don't know. Can you get this on a channel that plays in prison?
I mean, do they have a podcast?
I'm sure it's like a
prison?
charity thing that you like donate content to prisoners. I'm pretty sure you get a tax break if you did that. Like,
do you think? I wonder if he's seen your stand-up about him.
I don't think so. I don't know, because like, the thing about it though is I feel like prisoners have so much more than you would ever imagine nowadays. Like, do you keep up with do you know who Gypsy Rose Blanchard is?
I know the name. I don't really know the story. You can tell me
so
what's
lame, but
I'm lame for
not knowing about the Munchausen by proxy murderer. What the fuck? But no, they're like, so there's like sorry, I'm into like a lot of true crime stuff too. So there's this thing called a FOIA, so like Freedom of Information Act, right? So when a crime happens, they like have to release the like evidence from it like, to the public, like redacted or not. And so the thing happening with the Gypsy Rose Blanchard is that all of these emails are coming out that she had with men while she was in prison. I don't know. I'm just like, does a prisoner have access to send an email at all, whether it's screened or not? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they have tablets in there now.
Well, yeah.
Do you know anyone in prison? Can we corroborate this?
I don't. Do you?
Because you used to have to like stick a tablet in your ass to get it in prison, and now people like. I feel like there's like programs that like donate stuff to prisoners.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're not all child molesters.
No, but they're all in prison.
Yeah.
It was a violent crime, but it didn't involve a child. Give them a tablet. One of the most heinous things we've ever seen. I don't know how we got on that, but yeah, I do. I just feel like we're giving prisoners too many resources. You're not a prisoner if you have a tablet.
You know, my dog was in prison.
Your dog?
Yeah.
Did it bite something?
No. He was one of the things given to prisoners.
Really?
It was like a program that like trains inmates to train dogs.
So you got a dog trained by an inmate.
Yeah. He was a COVID.
What kind of stuff can he do?
Just the normal stuff.
Like, put the money in the bag.
Yeah.
Money in the bag.
So, you know, you can do sit, stay, down, shank.
Shank. That's good. I like that. Fuck yeah. Shank is great.
Yeah, but it is just fun. It is fun to tell people to be like, yeah, this dog was in prison, and then just give them no context as to what that means. They're like, dog prison, human prison? What do you mean?
What's your dog's name?
His name's Sammy.
Sammy? Okay.
Yeah. He lives with my parents though. He lives in Pennsylvania. But we got him during COVID when I was living at home.
That's awesome. I've always wanted to name a dog Guess.
Guess?
Or
so,
what?
Oh, so that people are like, what's your dog's name? And you're like, Guess?
Guess.
Yeah.
And then they're like, Sammy. And you're like, no, Guess.
Yeah.
It's like
Steve. A real who's on first situation. Yeah.
That's like a real like my dad joke.
Yeah. What are your dog's names?
I have Jetson and then Jinx, who is recently deceased. Rest in peace,
oh, yeah,
Jinx.
Sorry about
it's
that.
okay.
Yeah.
It's been like 6 months now, so we're entering the joking phase of it. Yeah.
Did you name Jinx after the true crime story?
No, I named her after like you owe me a soda.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
But I was 19.
Jet, you said?
Yeah, Jetson, like Jetson. George Jetson,
right.
And then Jinxie, like Jinx, you owe me a soda.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
But went with J names because their dad's last name started with a J.
That was the boyfriend from high school?
Boyfriend from high school, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and so now I've just kind of done this thing where I just tag on like everybody, like every man that's ever like filled a father role in their life, you know? So it's like I've also changed his middle name to Charlie Kirk, so it's hard. So it's Jetson, Charlie Kirk, Johnson, Bamfield, Burkar, Stafford.
Okay, that's quite a
lot.
name. That's like Akon.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's chronological, you know.
Mm-hmm,
so, yeah, whoever's in the end, I guess they'll take the final last name for Jetson.
What do your parents do?
My dad. So actually, my mom has worked at an insurance company for a long time. That's how I got my ex-boyfriend, who's now married and has a child with our coworker, a job. So she still works there. And then my dad just got a job as he's like learning to be a welder. He like got a job at like, I don't know, some sort of fucking warehouse thing. And then his like charisma got him in a position where they're now paying for him to learn how to weld. And my brother's a welder and he works at the same company. But for like 17 years before that, my dad just grew medicinal marijuana in our house.
Really?
Yeah. From like, when I was like 11, 2008, whenever I think they legalized it the same year the recession happened. And my dad was like already out of work from like hurting his back in construction. And I think the neighbors started doing it. My mom was like, I'm not going to sit here and listen to you fucking complain. Like, just get the stuff and do it. So we had like 60 pot plants in our basement until I was in like high school. And then my dad finally built a barn and put it outside. But he did that. My dad was a drug dealer for a long time.
Whoa. So you grew up like, did you ever watch like Weeds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit, except for my dad. It was like, it's weird because like my dad grew pot, but he was just like such a stay-at-home dad, like regular. Like my dad was not like a dirt, you know what I mean? Like he wasn't like, oh, here, honey, this is how you roll a joint. Like,
he was just
I stole that shit and he was disappointed.
Right.
You know, like it was, and he trusted me too. He left it like right next to the fucking laundry room. So we'd just be on these big drying racks by the laundry room and I would just grab wet weed and like put it in a sock and take it upstairs.
And he knew every time that you...
He had so much.
But so he didn't notice every time?
No, I got like caught in like a big like fiasco.
Really?
Yeah.
What was that?
It was like, so we were supposed to go to Cedar Point and I had my cousin over and like I said, the neighbors at the time, we lived in the middle of the country. There was a rental house right next to us. So like all my life, I just had like different people living directly next door. And there was this one family who lived there the longest and they were the ones that like were growing pot in the house, but they made like edibles and stuff. They kind of owned like a dispensary sort of thing, like a mom and pop style. So I like texted the neighbor girl because she said that her parents made pot brownies and they were kind of like, let their kids do whatever, you know. So she brings pot brownies to my window. Me and my cousin eat them. My cousin eats way too much, starts fucking yakking everywhere.
Oh my God.
And so then and then my cousin got scared because we were like 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was 4. She was probably, God, I was 14. Maybe I was like 15 or she's 2 years younger than me. She was like a kid, you know?
So she's
scared, wants to go to the hospital.
You're the older cousin.
Yeah,
you're the older cousin corrupting your younger cousin, but you're also 14.
Yeah.
So you're also very young.
I'm also pretty young. Yeah. And so like, I'm like sitting there like telling her, I'm like, no one's going to do more for you than I'm doing for you right now. No one's going to do more for you than what I'm doing. Like I'm holding her hair and she's puking and I'm like, if you want to go home, you can go home, but like, don't tell them that you fucking ate drugs. And then of course she gets scared, and as soon as her dad gets there, me and ate pot brownies and da-da-da-da-da. And then my dad searched my room and he found the weed and he goes, this is my weed. And I was like, yeah. Where else would I get weed? Where else was I gonna get it? Of course it's your fucking weed. So that was tough.
Yeah. So you're getting high from an early age? How old were you?
Like
first
14.
Time okay. I guess I was like 15 the first time. Yeah.
I was like 14 and I don't know. I mean, and I haven't stopped since.
Yeah.
So sorry. I don't know. Sorry for stealing your weed. It really kickstarted something for me.
Yeah. And then how many siblings do you have?
One.
Just older?
Well, younger.
Younger brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys cool?
Yeah, we're chill. I'm like the only like left-leaning person in my family.
Oh, really?
But, like,
even your dad, the pot farmer?
Yeah, my dad voted against legalizing recreational marijuana.
Seriously?
Well, it would fuck up his whole thing. I mean, if there's recreational marijuana, no one's gonna buy medicinal marijuana.
Okay,
you know
I do.
mean?
So I was thinking he's voting against his own self-interest, but he's actually purely voting for his own
self-interest.
Okay.
But no, I mean, and it's not like they don't have like some liberal. I feel like everyone has some liberal values, you know. But I mean, no, we are close. We get along. I mean, if I had a real issue, I think I could call him. But I mean, I feel like I see other girls with their brothers, and I'm like, ew. Is that how I'm supposed to be?
How,
you know, like
how is,
I don't know.
How is that? Because I've never had a sister, so I
like
don't know
just I don't know. Like some girls just like really love their brother, and I'm like, I do really love my brother, but we just like grew up riding dirt bikes together, I guess, instead of like I don't know. I don't know if it's because like we had like a weird latchkey dynamic as well. Because my dad like grew pot at our house, but he was like in the basement. I don't know. I'm like in charge, but my dad's home. It's weird.
That is so you did have like a very like latchkey kind of upbringing.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Very like a lot of freedom from an early age.
Yeah.
From what age would you say you were just like remember like being alone?
I'd say like 11. My parents were like, "You're good."
Wow, yeah, that's pretty. Yeah. And that's pretty young. Yeah,
you're good and stay in the house. Mm-hmm. If you go outside, you go in the backyard. If anyone knocks on the door, act like you're not home. Like that type of thing. But like we lived in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, the idea that someone would come looking for kids in the house would be crazy, and I don't know. It just seemed unlikely that anything would really happen.
Yeah.
I guess is like the reason my parents did it. Because also like, what are our neighbors gonna call CPS?
Right. Yeah.
We're home alone all day. They should have. We were home alone all day. We smell like pot. Like fucking got black eyes from hitting each other. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It was fun though. Like I know I don't really have complaints.
Sure. Were you getting into trouble?
Yeah, I was like good at getting into trouble, if that makes any sense.
Explain.
Like I could get away with stuff for a long time. Like I was good at getting into trouble and not getting caught. I guess is what I mean. Yeah. Like I wasn't like getting into trouble, but like I was doing troubling things.
Like what kind of stuff?
Like I would like take acid in school.
How old taking acid?
Junior year. I dated this guy junior year before like my first ever boyfriend before like high school sweetheart guy or whatever. And we would take like at the end of 5th hour, you put a tab of acid on your tongue, and then by the end of 6th hour, like by the end of school, like it's like really starting to kick in, and then you just walk around your small town and see people you've known for your entire life in a totally new, scary way, until it kind of wears off. One that I remember the most was we took it and then we got in our friend's car and they drove us to the skate park, and then one of our friends like crashed and like broke his arm and we had to go sit in the hospital like high as fuck on acid, and then I thought I was done and drove my dad's, because I had totaled my car, so I was driving my dad's 94 Chevy it was filled with scrap metal in the back of it, and I'm just driving it home like
on acid.
Well, I was like coming down, but yeah.
But I feel like
it's like 16.
Yeah, and I feel
like I don't do shit like that anymore.
Oh my god, yeah, that's crazy. That is the kind of stuff you can only like do when you're a teenager, and you don't realize the magnitude or severity of like what you're doing.
Yeah. Dude, I tried to microdose mushrooms at 23 and I was like, never.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I thought I was microdosing. I went to the laundromat. I was sitting in my car waiting for the fucking dryer to be done. And I was like on the phone with my friend and I was like, I microdosed mushrooms. And he's like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. He's like, I hope your mushroom brain likes me. And I remember I looked at him and like something about him saying that, I was like, ooh, it doesn't. And then I looked out and I like the parking lot just looked so fucking weird. And I was like, I gotta get home right now.
You think you took a regular dose?
I just think I think I had like a green bean and a fucking coffee for the morning, like I think the neighbors brought us like fresh green beans and I think I like ate that with the mushroom on an empty stomach. And I had to drive home and I ran into my roommate's room and she had just gotten out of the shower and she was fully naked and she was like really mad at me because I was like in there and I like wasn't leaving either. I was like, yo, you got to get dressed. You got to get dressed right now and get to the laundromat before you go to work and pick up my stuff. And then I laid in my bed. I had washed my sheets, so there was nothing on the bed, and I laid in there like a prisoner. And I haven't done any since. And I got an ounce at my house if anyone wants. I'm just kidding. They were gifted to me. I don't know. Have you done mushrooms or acid?
I have. I've only done acid once, and that was like 3 years ago, I think. It was at a music festival, which like a smaller festival.
Yeah.
That's like in the woods, upstate New York, like end of summer. There was no cell service. There was just music playing. So it was like the perfect situation to do acid in. Mushrooms I've done a few times. I did it, I think, twice in college, and then couple times since. Vermont is a perfect place to do mushrooms.
Vermont would be dude. The
Yeah.
mountains it's so pretty.
That's,
It was so pretty.
Yeah, I did. You know Ebon?
Yeah.
Yeah. We went to Vermont.
Is Ebon from Vermont?
No, we just went there to do shows together.
You're talking about Kilcarney, right?
Ago. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We just went there and we took some mushrooms together and like hung out on the lake, and
yeah,
that was like perfect. And I've microdosed a few times.
I'm not good at microdosing. I'm not good. I'm always full dosing.
What are you are you taking? Like how are you taking them?
I don't know. Maybe I'm just like not using a small enough scale or something. I'm just like putting it on there and going, well, it's saying 0.
Yeah,
that seems like something I could just.
I feel like I guess
okay.
like whatever the smallest amount you can possibly take is, I'd say start with that, and then like an hour later see how you're feeling, and then maybe take more.
See, and I guess it's just like I'm like I don't know if mushrooms have ever made me feel good enough that I want just a little bit of them. You know what I mean? Like not that I haven't had fun, but I feel like there's always. I have fun for like 30% of the time, and then 70% of the time I'm like I need to be alone.
Yeah.
Like away from the rest of the people because I'm going to ruin their vibe.
Yeah, I did. I had one.
Just because I got molested. I don't know why.
Maybe. Me too.
I'm not even thinking about getting molested in those times, but I'm just trying to think of a reason why I'm different than others.
Yeah.
Like,
I also got molested, but it was by a child. So
damn.
It's just an older child.
Dude, the child molesting stuff is so hard.
I know. Because it's like, what am I going to sue a kid?
You can't. The thing that sucks about that is, I mean, you obviously know this, but it's like someone was molesting that child.
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, can we do a 2-for-1 on this? Like,
it's almost like a pyramid scheme. It's like
multi-level molesting. Yeah. They do that. They're like bringing another. I'm just kidding. There's
tried to get.
So fucked
but
up.
I didn't. I ended the scheme.
Yeah, good. You ended the cycle.
Yeah, I ended the cycle. But yeah, I've only had one like bad trip. It was me and my ex-girlfriend was my girlfriend at the time. You know, we went to an Alex G concert in Prospect Park.
Oh wow.
And I don't remember. I just got into such a bad mood and like I was like, I don't remember why.
Yeah.
But it was terrible. Like,
dude. Like that's the thing about psychedelics is that I mean, people always say this, but it's like truly dependent on your mindset and what you're capable of handling. And I'm not capable of handling much these days. So.
But you still smoke a lot of.
I smoke a lot of weed, but I feel like that doesn't do the same. I don't know. It doesn't like fuck me up psychologically because I guess I do it every day.
Okay.
Like when I get fucked up on mushrooms or something like that, I'm like, oh my God, I want to smoke weed because I just want to feel a familiar feeling.
Oh, interesting.
You know, like it's like comforting.
I've had definitely more bad experiences with weed than with psychedelics.
Do you not smoke weed?
No, I do.
Oh.
I did stop for a little bit because I just did it way too much in college, and just a lot of times of just like it just getting way too high. And like remember before edibles were like sold in stores and like said the amount on them, and you're just like, yeah, we'll see what this does.
I love those.
And just like eating a cupcake and be like, I don't know who I am anymore. Yeah. So I had a lot of those, or just like times of like getting too high and like getting panic attacks.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I stopped for a little bit, like towards the end of college and like after college. And then honestly, once I got on antidepressants, now I don't have panic attacks from weed anymore.
That's great, dude.
Yeah.
I admire people that like are like, this is fucking me up and I'm gonna take a break, because like I feel like every single time I've tried to take a break, I get to the night is the worst. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't sleep unless I just
sleep?
fucking smoke a whole one by myself. Like,
You've never had like it never keeps you up? Because that happens to me sometimes.
No, it like fully like. I think it's like it's like ritual kind of a little bit. You know what I mean? I think my brain knows that rolling this is preparing for bed. You know, like,
I've been doing a joke about this about like sleepy time edibles.
Okay.
I'm like I don't like them because they don't stop the thoughts.
Okay,
like, my body wants to go to sleep, but my brain is awake.
My brain's awake. See, that's why I don't like sativas. I love my body being asleep. But the sativas make me think, and I feel like I get anxiety. Like I can get anxiety if I smoke the wrong type of weed. Like I'm very particular about just I don't even want a hybrid, dude. Okay. Just give me couch lock me.
Yeah,
that's what we're looking for.
Do you get high and right, or you get high are you just like nighttime?
I would love to be just nighttime. Right now I'm like trying to quit vaping, and so I'm like rolling a spliff in the morning.
Okay.
Because I don't want to be high all day. So I'll just like take like 1 or 2 hits off of it and then be like, okay, I feel like I got a little bit of nicotine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like a little high, which is fine or whatever. But But I would love, before I moved to New York, I was just smoking weed at night and it was awesome and I loved it and I felt productive. But I was also like working a lot more. Like I just don't have like the consistent like brunch date every day. Yeah, I can't smoke weed and then go. I'm not a person who can like smoke weed and then go wait a table.
Yeah.
You know, like I like really, and I also I like being a waitress for whatever reason. I love performance-based pay.
Is that what you're doing now?
Yeah. I'm a bartender right now at a comedy club, but I'm looking for like daytime.
At New York?
At New York, yeah.
In the one in Connecticut?
The one in Connecticut,
okay.
yeah. And when I first moved here, that was like, it was a job opening and I applied for it. I didn't realize that it was in Connecticut and they gave it to me and I was like, I'll take it. I need a job.
Yeah,
you've
been there like
for 3 years.
Since you moved. Yeah, I remember when I met you, that's what you were doing. Yeah.
So I've been there for a while and there's definitely been opportunity for me to like move to one in the city. But, you know, as stand-up starts to take off, like I'm like, I can't work as much and it's easier for me to be on schedule up there and work less, I guess. You know, like just keep Saturdays and then hope that I don't know what I hope for. I mean, I hope that I'm booked every fucking weekend and I can't work, sorry. You know what I mean? But, like, it's just not the case all the time. But it's been the case more and more recently. So now I'm kind of, like, transitioning to be like, oh, I should find something in the city that is more, like, more able for me to do it part-time and do stand-up full-time.
Are they, like, being that it is a comedy club, are they, like, more understanding with you, like, taking time off because
I think
of comedy?
definitely. Especially when it's, like, you know, like, there's, like, certain, you know, like, there's been times where, like, schedule's already out, and then I'm, like, hitting up my manager, and I'm like, hey, like, Sam Tallent wants me to feature for him. Yeah. And he's like, got it, I'll figure it out. Yeah. You know?
That's
like,
cool.
I'm like, I have Skank Fest, and they're like, no fucking way, that's dope. We'll see you in December then. You know? Like, so it is... And I don't know if I would have that same flexibility in the city necessarily. Mm-hmm. I feel like because it's like the biggest club they have in terms of like who can fit in there. Like it's like I think 300 people can probably fit inside of that showroom, whereas the ones in the club are like maybe max like 70, 80. Yeah. You know? But as far as like the staff goes, like it's a much smaller, more manageable schedule, I think, for them.
Yeah. How was Skanks Fest? What was that
Skank Fest was so dope. It was really cool. I've had like a weird few weeks. My grandma died and then I went to Skank Fest and then I came back.
Oh, she would have loved Skank Fest.
She would have loved it. Dude, my uncle's 12 years younger than my mom. He was 14 when I was born. Yeah. So I have like this weird like young uncle and he like wrote the eulogy for my grandma. And he felt the need to include that her favorite basketball player of all time was Stephen Curry. And he put that information like in the first paragraph before he did like next of kin and also like where she worked and stuff. like first and foremost, Linda Scott loved Stephen Curry. She's preceded in death by her daughter. And I'm like, what?
Your grandma was a big Steph Curry fan?
Yeah, she really liked basketball, I guess.
Interesting.
I was like, why would you like basketball? You had a triple bypass surgery.
Triple double.
What makes you like this? But whatever. So it was just weird. I had like all of these. I had like Skank Fest and my special sandwiched in between these like weird like normal life things, but like sad, like my grandma's death and her funeral, and you know, then my dog died right after. So I'm like, what the fuck? I don't even know if I enjoyed Skank Fest or my special.
Right? Can you explain Skank Fest to like the listeners that might not know?
Okay, so if you're into comedy and comedy podcasts, there's this comedy podcast called Legion of Skanks, and it's Big J Okerson and Louis J Gomez and
Dave Smith, is that the other person?
Maybe Dave Smith. Listen, I don't know who all is a part of it, but it was a really fun festival. But they have basically this like very popular comedy podcast has their own comedy festival that they throw every year, and this year it was in New Orleans, and I've never been to New Orleans before, so that was cool. It was at Mardi Gras World, but it was like typical. I mean, like it was a great festival. I feel like I got to meet a lot of people that I wouldn't have gotten to meet otherwise, like headliners, I guess, you know. And I got to hang out with like Sam Tallent was there, so I got to hang out with him. That was sick. My buddy Matt Lopes, I don't know if you know him from Connecticut.
Yeah.
He was there. So I had a lot of friends. I feel like I didn't have as many. Like there were people from New York that were there, like Hamza. I don't know if you know Hamza. But there was a lot of people. There was a lot of other people from New York that were there for like Naked Roast. And so I was like hanging out with them. But I forget what I'm saying. Oh, it was like typical like comedy festival. Have you done many comedy festivals?
No, I've only done one.
Okay, well, like, just like showcase stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wasn't like on any big shows or anything crazy or like in any tents. I just did like some showcase stuff and like got to like rub elbows with people, which was cool.
Who had the best elbows?
God, who were the best elbows? Honestly, I got to rub some pretty cool elbows because I got to like just sit with Sam and Nathan and Becker the whole fucking time, I don't know. I mean, like, fucking rode the train back, not the train, the shuttle back with, what the fuck's his name? Mike Cannon, not Mike Feeney, the other Mike.
I know Mike Cannon.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I actually, crazy. Mike Cannon
I opened for Mike Cannon once.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Mike was, he used to work with this guy who was out in Chicago. His name's Aaron Putnam. And, for my going away party to move to New York, actually. Like, I had, like, a going away thing in Lansing, and Aaron and Mike were in the area for, like, some show or something like that. I don't even know. I did not know Mike Cannon, but I'm just drunk as fuck, and all of a sudden the dude from Guy Code is at my going away party. And the first time I met him, I was like, yo, from Guy Code. And he was like, yeah. And then I go, congratulations, dude.
Congratulations on a show that has been off air for 10 years.
That's the last thing that I knew of him doing, okay? That's the last thing I knew of him doing. But yeah, I don't know. There was a lot of cool people there, and I was happy. My buddy Rojo Perez. I got to talk to Dave Attell again, which was awesome. I opened for him in Michigan, like my second year of stand-up, I think.
Wow.
And then he asked me how to get into the tent, and I went, oh, no, I'm actually a comedian. And then I was like, I opened for you a couple of years ago, and then he remembered Mark Ridley's, and I was like, sick. Fucking sick.
Cool. That's cool you opened for Dave Attell.
I love being from somewhere that's not New York. You get so many opportunities that make it just so much easier to keep going, dude.
So what got you into comedy? Like, were you like a big fan of comedy
I don't
before?
know, dude. No. My parents were not watching stand-up comedy. I did not come from like I came from a funny house, but not a comedy household. I remember one time watching a commercial for something and then asking my mom, it was like Samantha Bee. And I was like, how does she have a show? And my mom was like, oh, she's like a comedian. And I think that's like the first time I thought, I was like, oh, she just has a show because she's funny? You know, like, I think it, like, that was like the first time I like thought about it, not necessarily being like, oh, I'm gonna be a stand-up comedian, you know, but like the first time it like came into my mind that it was like a job option.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until, honestly, like the dude that is like married to my coworker right now, like he started listening to like some lame like Joe Rogan type shit, you know, like he kind of started, like the dude I was with started getting into stand-up. And then I was like kind of like skimming through the episode. I think I listened to like, it was Nikki Glazer or Whitney Cummings or Alana Schlesinger. I don't remember, or Eliza Schlesinger. I don't remember which female comic it was that I listened to that influenced me, that I was like, oh, that sounds like fun.
Women are allowed
I feel
to
like I
do
could
this.
do this. Yeah. Like I think I could do it, you know? So it really was the Joe Rogan experience as much as, it pains me to say because it just seems so cliche. You know what I mean? Like I just my boyfriend started listening to the Joe Rogan experience, and then now I just like, I live in New York.
It's kind of like a modern version of like a Marvelous Miss Maisel.
A little bit, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. But so that's kind of what got it in my head. And then like at the same time, like I was like going through like trial for the Larry Nassar stuff. And like, I don't know, like the first couple jokes I wrote were like about that, I guess. And I was like, oh, that was cool. I liked that. And then I like went through the breakup like pretty shortly after that. And so then I just found I liked writing for the first time in my life. You know, I wasn't like a super like good student.
Yeah.
Or like I didn't go to college. I don't know. It was just one of those things where it was like I had never felt a calling to anything yet, and then I did, and I was like, I better just hold on to that.
Yeah.
You know?
So when you started watching like who were the first comics that you like really got into?
The first comic I saw live was Eliza Schlesinger. I wouldn't say she's like my like moniker of like. I think she's fantastic.
Yeah,
I'd love to open for her, but like, but she's. I didn't necessarily. I liked her comedy, but I didn't. You know, sometimes people will do someone on stage.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like that. You know what I mean? Where I like liked her so much, and I was like, oh, I can just do that. You know, but she was like.
Yeah, I would never think from watching you that that was the case.
But she was like something I do like about her that I feel like other people like maybe criticize or like hate on is like having a punchline that is like a silly voice or a silly face or like, you know, like being big. And like I guess like I love watching her because I am not like that at all. You know, like I love watching Sam because I'm not like that. But yeah, I would say probably Rosebud Baker was like super. Whiskey Fist came out not long after I started stand up, and I think that was the first one. I was like, I fucking love her. This is great. She's dark. I love that.
Yeah.
And I love like I don't know. I'm naming a lot of female comics here, but like I love like Nikki Glaser. I think that I respect her so much. I think she's such an awesome joke writer. That's not what you know what I mean? Like Rosebud Baker is just so much more in line with like I want to do.
That definitely feels more similar to the type of comedy that you're
doing.
Yeah.
But and then outside of that, I mean like I don't know, I think Dave Attell rocks. Rory Scoville's fucking awesome. Like I had no comedy knowledge and then I got it all. Like I've gotten all of it in the last 6 years that I've been doing stand-up.
That's crazy.
So it's like been like a really massive, but it's kind of fun, you know, when someone like says so-and-so, and then I'm like, who?
Yeah.
There's been so many times where I'm just like, even at Skankfest, I'm like sitting there like fucking saying some shit to some dude, and then I'm like, oh.
Right.
I didn't realize that you were like somebody, dude.
Yeah.
I thought that you just like had that face, and that I like kind of recognized, you know? But I think it serves me well in different scenarios, I guess. I don't know. Because I feel like if everybody knows you and then someone like genuinely doesn't, I think it's a little bit more like, wait, what?
You get to talk to them like just a regular person.
Yeah, I don't have like I'm not like worried about them liking me. I guess, and like knowing that I'm not like, oh my God, this is Dave Attell, I need to impress him.
Right.
Which is like someone I do feel like that around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like so.
Of course.
But I don't know. Yeah, I wasn't really like. I feel like I've always been funny. I've never been into stand up.
So what were you into as a kid?
I did cheerleading. I loved dirt bikes, smoking weed, fucking, I don't know, mailboxing, like just kind of degenerate shit, you know?
Cheerleading doesn't feel like it fits with those.
It doesn't feel like it does, but I like loved going fast and flipping in the air and like getting
so you're very athletic.
Stuff. Yeah. I've always been, I've always had like a very small frame. So, and I'm like average height. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not good at ball sports. I'm not good at ball sports. I'm not super coordinated, but I can do flips and I can drive a thing very well. My dad got me a quad when I was like 5.
Okay. So I don't know, what is that?
That's like a 4-wheeler.
Oh, okay.
So that's the kind of shit. I was just like a country kid.
Yeah.
Like in the mud, like trespassing on other people's property to like skinny dip in their ponds and like very small town Michigan vibes.
Yeah.
Just smoking weed and trespassing. That's all you really do.
I mean, I think
and then I went to cheerleading practice, which I had to beg my dad to pay for.
Yeah, that feels so that like everything else you've described makes sense, and then cheerleading feels like
I double teamed. I did 2 different teams. I was doing like 16 hours of cheerleading a week.
So you were good
like
at
practice. Yeah, I like did like highly competitive cheerleading. I traveled all over to like compete and all of that. I loved it. I guess that was like the only calling I felt before stand up.
And then that just kind of stopped after.
It just kind of stopped when I got the money from the Larry Nassar thing. I like considered potentially opening a gym and getting all the equipment. But I don't even think I would have had enough to do. You know what I mean? But like I considered investing in something to get like a gym started to like continue like the cheerleading thing. But I've kind of
Have you spent all the money, or you still got some of it?
Still have a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not like a rich lady.
Sure.
You know, like I'm not a rich lady. It's just like if something happened, it like might be okay. Maybe. Yeah. Depending on the something that's happened, you know? Like, I don't know. So, I don't know. But yeah, it's been fucking weird. And the last 6 years have been weird. And it's weird that I'm 3 years into being here in New York.
Yeah.
That I've evenly split my time between.
Yeah, that is, yeah.
New York and here, which I guess goes back to my point earlier where I'm like, I feel like now, like, socially I'm where I was before I moved. And so like in the last year I felt like I've been able to like actually build on top of it, if that makes any sense, because you spend so much time trying to like catch up and like be a part of the community and like get invited to a birthday party, you know, and then you're like, okay, now I can actually start worrying about like where I'm getting booked and like why I maybe am not or whatever it is, you know. So I don't know.
Yeah, you get invited to the birthday parties now?
I'm getting invited to birthday parties. Thank you for inviting me to your birthday party, but I work on Saturdays, so I cannot come to any of them. But I will respond to every party fool.
Yeah. So you didn't like, you weren't doing anything like artistic or creative before comedy? No.
God, I had nothing creative or artistic. I mean, I guess I was like I was going to raves and hula hooping. Is that creative and artistic?
It's something.
It's creative and autistic for sure.
Definitely maybe more of that. Yeah. I mean, I feel like, but that's what's cool about comedy is that I do feel like it attracts people from
other things.
Yeah, and especially because it's not where with like in other like arts and stuff, like a lot of times it's stuff that people start doing when they're like 10, like music and like visual arts. It's like you just start at a very young age, and so if you want to start as an adult, you feel very behind.
Yeah.
But comedy, like how old were you when you started?
I was 20. Oh geez. Oh my God, I was 23.
So we're the same age then. Yeah. Yeah, you're 29.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I've been doing it for 6 years.
Yeah. I was 20 when I started, but it's like that's 20, 23. That's like still even young.
It is young
to be starting.
It's like very young to get up there and be like, I have experience. I have life experience to tell you about. You know?
Right. So I think that because of that, I think comedy can like attract people from basically like anywhere. And I think being that you're from like have this like weird Midwest upbringing, like doing like smoking weed and riding dirt bikes, like it's so different from like most people.
It is, but
New
it's
York.
not for
No,
it's,
for you,
like, for
it's
me
not.
And everyone I grew up with, it's so fucking normal, you know, like.
Yeah, but to anyone like at like a Brooklyn open mic, it's like, whoa, this is interesting. This is different.
Yeah, I have a joke right now about my dog and like putting it down and about how like that's not how we do it where I'm from. Like, you know what I mean?
What is
like it just
how you do it where you're from? You shoot them?
Yeah, you just call a guy named Todd and he comes and does it, you know, like. I swear, like you don't understand, like people in the Midwest, like they like want you to carry a baby to term, but as soon as your dog starts limping, they're like, I can.
That's funny.
Do you want me to take care of this for you? It is now.
That's funny.
But like they literally are like as soon as your dog, they're like, what is it? 10 legs broken? Kill it. You know, you're like, okay, damn.
That's funny.
But I loved it. You reminded me of something when you were talking just about comedy, like. One of the reasons I really liked it is because it is one of the few things as an adult that you can decide to go into that you are just, not only are you totally allowed to be bad at it, you are expected to be bad at it, and the acknowledgement of you being bad and wanting to be better garners respect.
Yeah.
Like knowing your place means so much in stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
Like it really does. I mean, and that's something I feel like I learned from the Midwest too, because the blueprint in everywhere else in the country, like the whole middle of the country, I would say, is like with scenes that are like Vermont and like Michigan. You know what I mean? Like you start in Vermont, you do a year or two of like open mics and like bar scene stuff, and then you like audition to host at the club.
Yeah.
Like there's a blueprint. You can do that. You can go to the club open mics, and then 3 months out of the year, that's an audition, and then the booker can see you and start giving you weekends, and then maybe in a year or two, you'll get bumped up to feature. Mm-hmm. And then now you're in a position where you're telling the booker that you've had a relationship with for a couple of years that you do. I was like, I want to move to New York. And then all of a sudden, like every single person I'm working with is like Maddie Smith or Jordan Jensen.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to hook it up for you, you know?
That's very cool. Yeah.
So, but I feel like knowing, it like teaches you to know when the time is, I guess. You know what I mean? Because like you can ask to host in Michigan and they'll be like, ask us next year.
Yeah.
We just like, we like you. We think you're funny. We just don't think you're there yet or whatever. And like having someone to like tell you that and like also be Midwestern about it and still like give you like hope is so valuable. I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like there's definitely a lot of people. I think that the knowing your place and like knowing when to ask for things can be hard though.
It is really hard.
Yeah.
It is really hard. I feel like especially when people move to New York, because I mean, I don't know. Most people you're a big fish in the pond that you're in when you move. You're at least a medium-sized fish if you have your head on straight. You know what I mean? You're like, I can do X, Y, and Z in my scene. I think I'm ready to move. And then now you're just a big fish hanging out with other big fish in a way bigger pond, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like it's very discouraging for, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. People come here and they're like, I was the shit where I'm from. Why is the red carpet not being rolled out for me? And that's where like knowing you're, you know, because we've all been here and we all want the thing that you're trying to come in and get. So we want you to.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm glad I moved here.
Work for it, you know?
When I did, like I was only in Vermont doing comedy for like 2 years before I moved here. And it was enough time that I was like, I got to do like most of the like local showcases and like do like some like 15-minute sets. But it was not like I wasn't at the point where I like wasn't like featuring at the club or anything or like or like headlining any like I wasn't like doing anything crazy. So I didn't have like I was like, oh, I'm good at comedy, but I didn't have like this huge ego about myself that I've seen other people move here with. And it's like I was like, yeah, I'm going to an open mic. I should be. Like, I'm okay, everybody here is really good. And then if I do well, that is good.
That is good. And then they'll book me on their shows and everything will be good and it'll be fine.
Yeah. I think some people that move here from smaller scenes can have the feeling of feeling like a little bit like maybe like resentful or like oh, like now I'm nothing and like everybody's so good. But for me, I feel like inspired by that. And I'm like, I'd much rather just be in a place where everybody's good. And it's like, it might not I might not be getting as much stage time as I could somewhere else, but I'd rather be getting better.
Exactly. I was just about to say, I feel like we moved for like the same reason where I'm like, I did not move to New York because I thought like the Comedy Cellar was going to call me.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I want to be as good as I can at stand-up comedy. And I think New York is the place that will make me the best. And I don't plan to be here for the rest of my life. So I'm like trying to get everything I can out of being in the city and in the scene.
Yeah. How long do you think you'll be here?
Well, I mean, I have goals and I would love to achieve them and I'll extend them if it seems like they're feasible, you know? But like, I mean, my ultimate goal is to have a big enough following and like career that I can go like home or anywhere I want, and not have to live in New York and have 3 guarantors to not get an apartment type shit, like, so, but I told myself I'd do 5 years and then reevaluate. So this will be the 3rd lease I sign. And so 2 years from now, I'm going to like seriously sit down with myself and be like, hey, what have you achieved? And how much of it do you think has to involve you living here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or is there maybe somewhere else that you might be able to grow a little bit better in? Because I mean, 3 years in, when I moved, I'm like, it didn't have to be New York. I still didn't have so much to learn. Yeah. That you could have put me anywhere. You could have put me in like Des Moines, Iowa, and I still would have like grown as a comic and like learned like different things, But also to the point of like getting on all the showcases and stuff, I feel like also Vermont's not that far from here.
Yeah. And a lot of people move here from Vermont. Yeah.
Here, it just makes going home so much better. I don't know if you've like experienced that where you're just like, oh, like I'm a New York comic now, and like this like new guard in the last 3 years since I've been in New York like respects that, I guess, and they like give me the stage time that I'm desperately seeking, which is, you know what I mean? I'm like, give me more than 8. I remember moving here and being like, oh my God, am I ever going to do more than 8 to 10 again? Right. Like, am I ever going to get offered 15 minutes? Like, and
it's like, you really, crazy. For the most part, you do have to leave the city to be able to do that or put on your own show where you're doing that. But, what are your goals?
I mean, like, I feel like everyone moves here and is like, the Cellar would be great. Like, I'm like, I'd love to do the Cellar. Not you.
No, I'm kidding.
You don't want to do it at all?
I would absolutely love that.
Not me. Yeah. I only want to do Fat Black Pussycat.
Me, it's Broadway or nothing.
Yeah, I came here for the comic strip. But, and I don't really know because I feel like when I moved here, like goal for like year 1, which is just so far out of the way, is like I want comedy to like pay for me to eat. And I'm like, sometimes. I'm a big believer in setting very small goals, like attainable shit, But I'm like, I would love to get passed at a club in this next year. I don't really care which one it is. I feel like I do well at the like barbershop puts me up a lot. Every once in a while, Sesh will put me up. But I'm not like consistently like getting up at any clubs. And I guess for me, like a goal is that when people that I just hung out with for an hour that like do have followings and stuff that like decide that they like me, go, so where do you get up?
Right.
I have something to fucking say, I'm like, I mean, I get up all over, but like,
isn't that the
like
worst?
New York, like the place that employs me, I'm not getting up there. You know, I'm not getting up at like Broadway because I'm unwilling to like do a bringer or whatever. So there's like these little things that it's like I should probably just like do the thing I don't really want to do, you know what I mean, and ask 6 friends to come, but at the same time, like I like look at that model and I'm like, I just don't think it's like worth my time in the sense of I bring 6 people. I don't know. They're like, you won an industry room thing. And I'm like, there's like 700 fucking people that win a residency every month. So at some point, you're not getting it anymore.
Well, yeah,
you
it's
know?
also, I mean, the residency is, all that means is you get to do 3 shows.
Yeah.
Which is cool. That's 3 more shows than you have before. But
I do Bushwick Comedy Club all the time. That's a fantastic club. But like, I guess like getting past it a Manhattan Club, I guess would be a goal of mine that I have in the next year. And then like, I mean, overall, like I'm putting a special out. I would love for that to just get eyes on it. I'm not monetizing. I'm not making any money. Like, but I would love, I don't know. I've been working on those jokes for 6 years. I've been running them for 8 or 9 months. Just 3-minute open mic. We have 3 minutes. I'm gonna talk about getting molested really quick. Bullet on a show that people paid money for. Like, I'm going to talk about getting molested really quick. And then now I'm just, like, going out and being like, so, you guys like dogs? Like, you know, like, it just is, I'm in just such a weird point right now that I guess you asking me what my goals are threw me a little bit. Because I'm like, I don't actually know what to feel okay.
Well, I mean, shooting a special is a pretty big thing. That's a big step.
I was talking about this with Sam a little bit because he was like, of course you feel like you have nothing. Like, you just shot a special. And I was like, I got other stuff.
Yeah.
I shot 25 to 30 minutes of material about getting molested. And I have 45 minutes of other jokes that I did for 5 years before that. You know, and like now they all just feel like these like ancient artifacts that are like pre-special. Like, they're like cursed. For some reason, like I try and tell them and I hate them, so I want to write new. Is a goal.
Yeah, where did you shoot the special?
The Independent Comedy Club in Hamtramck, Michigan. It's like there's like Detroit proper, and then there's like Metro Detroit is also a scene, and Hamtramck is a city within that Metro Detroit scene, and then there's Ann Arbor right next to it, so it's Ann Arbor, Metro Detroit, Detroit. That's all like its own area, but it's like an armpit city of Detroit.
I still can't. Your grandmother's favorite basketball player was Steph Curry?
I know.
How old was she?
She was 76, I want to say.
Oh, that's pretty young for
she had got dementia.
Okay.
Yeah, she got dementia. And
but I'm still very, like, because she was from Michigan?
Yeah.
The Pistons have had like some really good players in that.
Steph's the best,
in her
dude.
lifetime. That's
so
so surprising. It wouldn't be Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, I don't know. I truly, and I don't know anything about basketball to like give you any insight either. Like, I just know that she really loved Michigan State men's and women's basketball, and also Steph Curry was what was in the obituary.
I mean, he is great.
Yeah,
he is one of the greats.
He is one of the greats, and he's the greatest because my grandma thinks so.
Yeah,
you know, where it's just like. Linda says.
So do you have a name for the special?
Yes, Untouchable. Untouchable.
Nice.
Thanks.
Because you were touched.
Because I was touched.
Yeah.
So it's called Untouchable. And I'm excited. It's getting edited right now. My computer took a shit on me, and then my life kind of fell apart. So I haven't watched any of the footage from it. And the editor keeps going, "Hey, let me know if you have any creative insight." And I'm like, God.
Who's editing?
I'm sure I do. The editing phenom, Patrick Richardson. He is the editor for Sam's like Wide World content that he makes on his YouTube and all of that. It's heavily helped and supported by Sam and his friends.
Is he a producer on it?
He wasn't able to be there. I don't know exactly how like the labeling's gonna go at the end, because like kind of how we did it was, so I booked it with the Independent. And then I rented cameras and then had friends man those cameras and then just sent, because Patrick was going to come and then he had like a family thing and he was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to leave over the holidays because it was the day after Thanksgiving. And so I had friends record the whole thing on rented fucking cameras and then sent them to him. And now he's just editing all the files. There was no director or anything. We just got like as many angles as we could.
Oh wow!
So that he could like kind of like direct it in post, like, do like the editing. But I'm not like looking for anything super crazy. It's going on YouTube, you know, like, so like I just kind of. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I felt good about it. I felt great about the shows in the moment. It felt good. Afterwards, I felt so relieved. I mean, like, he's editing it and telling me that it's really fucking funny, and like people are texting me telling me I did great. So like. And I'm proud of it, but I haven't seen it yet, and hopefully coming out soon, I guess. You know,
What
so I'm
made
like
you-
anxious.
What made you feel like you were ready to tape a special?
It was kind of a thing, I guess. It was brought up the first time I featured. I feel like I'm talking about Sam so fucking much. But the first time I featured for him in Michigan, I did a one-nighter for him, and then we went up to the club in Traverse City and like did the weekend. And on the one-nighter, I did all the jokes about getting molested, and then for the weekend, I did like a different set, you know. And then he like asked me, he's like, how much time do you have on that? And Jordan Jensen's Death Chunk had just came out. I don't know if you'd like seen that, but it was like a 19-minute long clip that was like kind of edited that she put on her YouTube just talking about death. And he's like, you should do something like in that like style, you know, like he's like, you don't even have to like really make it like a special. It can just be like your material on it. And that was like 2 or 3 years ago. And I was kind of like, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Like, what if I put out 25 to 30 minutes about me talking about getting molested, and then everyone really likes it, and then what? Am I gonna have to just talk about getting molested for the rest of like, you know? I don't have 45 minutes, so I guess it was kind of a thing where it's like 2 years out from like him kind of saying that was me. Like me, I basically was like, I'm not ready.
Yeah.
And then 2 years later, I was kind of like sitting just at my apartment, and I was talking about it, and my cousin, who's not a comic, was like, he goes, I'm not going to let you keep telling me about this. And I go, what? And he goes, I'm not going to let you keep telling me that you're going to record something so you get like a little hit of serotonin off of telling me that you did it. And then he went to Michigan for a week, and then he came back, and I go, hey, I booked it. Like, I booked the date, you know, I'm doing it. So my cousin really pushed me into it, into being like, just, if you're going to do it, then do it.
I mean, it's really good to have somebody like that in your life. I think we all need people like that are like, all right, just stop talking about doing the thing and
quit
just
telling
do
me
the
you're
thing.
gonna fucking do it and just do it, you know. And then he was there, his whole family was there, it was awesome. But yeah, I don't know what made me feel like I was ready. I think it was knowing I had 45 minutes, like me being like, I got other stuff and I know I do, and I was really scared of just being like the girl that got molested. It's like not what I want my thing to be.
Sure,
you know, like I want everybody to see what I just worked on and put out, like genuinely, but like that's not like what I'm trying to do. Like I put that out because I don't want to talk about it.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, this is all I have to say. I've worked on it for 6 years, so I've really thought about it, you know? Like, so I will. And it was weird because like it's like I'll probably never do those jokes again, and I'll never talk about it again except for like the 2 years after, like on podcasts, which I'm fine with, you know, like as long as I'm able to write jokes about other stuff.
Yeah, well, let's see.
Yeah, let's fucking see, dude. We got this dead dog shit. I don't think it's gonna get any lighter. I'll tell you that. My God.
So why aren't you more famous?
I don't know, dude, because no one follows me.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
How people just don't follow.
People don't want to.
People just don't follow.
People don't.
Yeah.
They don't. They go. The amount of times that you see like likes or comments from random accounts, and then you look at it and like, why they didn't follow? They liked that,
weird.
but they didn't follow.
Yeah, and I like hate it so much because I feel like you'll probably relate to this. Like when we first started, it was like that wasn't the model necessarily. You know what I mean? Like I was like super focused on like who can I work with, who can I host for, who's coming through town and that I can ask to be on that show. You know what I mean? Like trying to make like these like in-person connections, and I genuinely think that is gonna come back. I was worried about it when I first moved because I was like, oh fuck, like all these people who like honestly aren't even that funny have like a bunch of fucking followers, and I like can't get what I want because I don't have the like entry level to like pass into it, you know? But like, and I mean I want it, and I'm posting so that I can get 10,000 followers because that's like that's the number that like starts you being able to do stuff apparently. But like, so I've been like trying to do that, but it honestly feels like fucking, you know, everyone was like, you have to go to college, you have to go to college, you have to go to college. And now like everybody has a college, like everybody has 10,000 followers, whether you're fucking funny or not, you know, like you can get them whether you're funny or not is like what I'm saying. And so like, I feel like it is going to come back around to like who is physically in your corner. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like how many birthday parties do you get invited to? Like, you know, like it really does come down to like, how good are you at stand-up comedy and who in real life like fucks with that? That's like not a number on the internet. And so like, I guess, I think I'm not more famous because I don't have good tits. I don't have a big enough following because I don't have good tits.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I was like, if I just had tits that I could exploit, I wouldn't have any problems, I don't think.
You can use like a tit filter.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But that'd be kind of funny if I just start
but
doing
it's not
tits.
like on your it's on your face. Like your eyes are just boobs.
That's actually really funny. Maybe I could start that. And like, but yeah, and I guess I don't really know why I'm not more famous. I think maybe like I want to be famous and I need to be famous, but it like seems so cringy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it just seems so cringy to get there.
It does, doesn't
it? And I don't like that all that much, but I really love stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like, I guess I'll just sit here and like and post stuff that I don't love, you know, other than the stand-up stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Any content that's not me posting a stand-up comedy clip feels weird to me.
Even posting stand-up comedy feels weird because I'm like, this isn't how it's supposed to be consumed.
It's not how it's supposed to be consumed, but at least with stand-up comedy, I know it's good because I'm not posting a joke where no one's laughing.
Right.
You know, like you post a forward-facing video, and if no one likes it, you're like, wow, I feel like no one's laughing.
Because
no one is.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, God damn it, Elena's posting her face again. You know?
Just posting face and no tits?
And no tits
on the face?
No tits on the face, no tits on the tits. What are we fucking doing? I'm not following this bitch. She doesn't deserve a career, you know? I don't know. I'm not more famous because I don't deserve it. No, because it's still cooking. That's my answer.
That's a good answer.
I'm not famous because it's still brewing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be potent.
Who would you like? What comics are there that you really like right now that you feel like people should know more about or like watch more?
Oh, okay. Well, like I don't know, to like name friends. I'm like Lizzie Cassidy is a fucking killer. Shawnette Gudkindi.
Yeah.
Dorian DeBose. We ran an open mic together for so long, and he's just like the things he talks about are just out there, you know, like
he's really good,
truly fucking out there. And who did I see? Oh God, I'll have to send it into you, and you can like edit it onto the screen. But I met this girl recently at West Side Comedy Club. It'll come to me as soon as I leave the studio. But there's so many people in New York that I've met that I'm like, wow, that's impressive. And then honestly, when I go home to Michigan, like that's really when I am interested to see, like, because people are leaving. Mm-hmm. When you're from a Midwest, like the good people do, they either leave or they decide that they're just going to be a father now. Yeah. So it's like always fun to see the crops of people back home, like Patty Rooney and stuff. Patty Rooney is like not a new person anymore, but like she's so fucking funny, and I hope she gets out of Michigan.
Yeah. But yeah, I got Dorian, Lizzie, Shawnette, all very funny people. I got to have them on the podcast.
You do?
Yeah, definitely all three of them.
Fucking Andrea Allen, too. Love her. Why aren't you more famous?
Why am I not more famous? People ask all the time. Mm-hmm. Probably all the same reasons. I think, I mean, I don't think that I have...
You don't have nice boobs.
I don't have nice boobs. I don't have nice boobs or abs. Mm-hmm. And I'm under 6 feet. You know, if we're gonna keep going on, like how physically I could be better.
It's really tough.
Yeah, I'm not 6 feet tall. I think that if I was 2 inches taller, I'd be famous. No, I don't know. I mean, I think like a lot
there's something to it.
Yeah, I think a lot of the same reasons as anybody, which is like one, like who the fuck knows, and it's all kind of random. But also, I when I started doing stuff, I didn't have the ambition of being an internet content creator. And I don't think that I've necessarily worked hard enough for the ambitions that I have had, which is, you know, like to be like a headliner and to be like have a TV show, which is like nobody gets TV shows anymore, like, unless you're Rachel Sennett. Again, pretty big boobs. So maybe there's something to
this. There's something to it, dude. I'm telling you.
But yeah, I don't know. I think I also haven't necessarily had... I think I care a lot about being good at comedy more than I care about being famous. And I think that those two things can be related but aren't always.
I think they... I agree with you totally. And I think just wanting to be good and not wanting to be famous is... I don't know. Inaction is action.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? Not climbing the social ladder does affect you. You know what I mean? Like, it just like... It sucks because it's like at every peg of the ladder, there's going to be someone that you do genuinely connect with. You know what I mean? But like I see people do it, and some people are really good at it, and I'm just like, ugh,
some people are really good at it. I think I
want
also
to do it.
I haven't made my comedy friends are not people I've made in like a calculated way.
Exactly.
Where like some of my best friends in comedy like are not necessarily like, some of them are doing very well, but not necessarily like getting me anything, you know? And then others are not, and I'm still like, I'm friends with them because those are my friends, and I think they're funny. You know?
You're like, I'm not coattail shopping.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, there's a lot of times where I'm like, you know, I spend my days going, like, I'm going to open mics instead of, you know, thinking about what I can be posting online or like going to the shows of like the cool and cloudy people.
Yeah, having 13 people over to your house to help you with a sketch idea. Like, you know, yeah.
So, you know.
And that's no hate to sketch at all. It's fucking hard and I'm not good at it. You know?
And I've been, you know, I do sketches and, you know, you know.
But that's someone else's, like, I remember Bobby Condon told me this one time. He's like, you just have to figure out what you want to do and then just stop worrying about everyone else. You know, like, what do you want in stand-up comedy? And then focus on that and don't worry about, and I'm like, putting the blinders on does help a lot. Like, I don't know. To be a horse towing a dream, you gotta really stay focused. I don't know.
I agree. I think that's good advice from Bobby. Another person I gotta have on the podcast. He's so fucking funny.
Bobby would be so good on this podcast. Yeah.
I'd love to hear his answer to that question.
You should ask him tonight.
We're
going to an open mic after this.
But yeah, anything before we wrap up? Anything you want to plug?
I guess just check out my Instagram at Alaina Bamfield. I'm gonna be posting details of my special on there. It'll be on a different YouTube, so just look out on my Instagram for the link for my special, but it's going to be called Untouchable. I don't really have anything else like coming out or to plug. When is this coming out?
Probably next month, probably February.
Okay. I'm going to be in New Haven, February 28th, headlining. Couldn't tell you where, but it will be in New Haven. And then on the 27th, I will be back up in New Haven, headlining 2 nights. So I've got those coming up for the 45 minutes. The other stuff that I got. Come see. I got other stuff. Come see it. I won't talk about getting molested, I promise. Not unless someone asks for it.
All right. Alaina Bamfield.
Thank you.